In this video, we're going to look at topic 10, example 1, understand standard form of a linear equation. Part A, Hannah will spend $150 on music festival tickets. Reserved seat tickets cost $25 and general admission tickets cost $10. How can you represent this situation with a linear equation? All right, so we can start with we can say that let x equal the cost of reserved tickets. And let's say let y equal the cost of general admission tickets. So this one's going to be more about writing and understanding the setup of these and what's called standard form, and not so much about actually solving it. So if we were to set up this equation, the money spent on the reserve tickets would be the $25 times X, right? The number of tickets that we actually bought, or that Hannah bought. So in this case, the X being the reserve tickets would be the 25X. And then we would add to that the cost of the general admission tickets, which would be the $10 per ticket times Y. And let Y equal the cost of general admission, that was $10, and that's 10Y. And the total, those two amounts are going to add up to the $150, right, which is what we are spending. So Hannah's spending, or I keep saying we are, Hannah is spending the $150 on these music festival tickets. So that's our cost of the reserve tickets plus the cost of the general admission equals the total cost. Now this form here, so this is in what's called standard, not the, I don't know why I'm writing the word the. This is in standard form. And again, we're not going to worry about actually solving this, we're just going to look at what standard form is. All right, standard form is in anything in the form ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers, and a and b are not both equal to 0. So one of them can be equal to 0, or a could be equal to 0, or b could be equal to 0, but a and b cannot both be equal to 0 at the same time. And that's your standard form. So that's what it is. You just want to get familiar with that, and as these videos and lessons go on, you'll start to understand standard form and what we can use it for. In part B, we're asked, what information does the standard form give you that the slope-intercept form does not? So slope-intercept form, we know is, and we've seen this before, we've worked on it before, is y equals mx plus b. And I'm not going to show the work, but if I was to change the original problem, this equation with Hannah, if I was to change that to slope-intercept form, I would have y equals negative 2.5x plus 15. Okay, so just take my word for it. Don't worry about the actual math behind it. And then we have standard form, which is what we just did. All right, we already have that set up, which was 25x. Sorry about that. Let's write standard form first. ax plus by equals c, and that would be 25x plus 10y equals 150 in this case. All right, and what goes on here is that the slope-intercept form, just by looking at it, we can determine the y-intercept pretty quickly. All right, but we would still need to figure out the x-intercept if we wanted to, but the y-intercept is pretty easy, and we can find the slope pretty easily. In standard form, this 150 is going to be called the constraint. So we can determine the constraint pretty easily. All right, and that 150 would be the constraint, or the c value would be the constraint. And now we might ask ourselves, how is that actually useful? Slope-intercept seems much better, but it really depends on the problem. All right, and you'll see with these problems, as we get into more detail with standard form, they're going to be very helpful, or it's going to be very helpful finding both your x and your y intercepts. It's a pretty quick process, and it allows you to work in kind of some real life scenarios pretty easily. Okay. But this is just a basic general introduction to what standard form is. In the next couple examples and videos, we'll get into how to work with standard form.